For centuries, human civilizations were built to last because they were anchored to the earth. They grew like this banyan tree, drawing strength from a shared foundation of community and memory that no storm could easily displace. Today, we live in an age of technological miracles that promised a world of universal happiness. But beneath the gadgets and the connectivity, we find a different reality: collapsing ecosystems and a sense of constant economic fragility. We mask this emptiness with mithya sukh, a false, fleeting pleasure found in digital noise and cheap entertainment. It is a temporary distraction that leaves the underlying spiritual hunger untouched. It's tempting to call this drift into apathy an accident, a natural byproduct of a fast-moving world. But the systematic way our roots are being severed suggests a more precise intent. By observing how traditional life is dismantled across different cultures, we see a recurring pattern. This alienation is the first step in a global playbook designed to swap organic human independence for a life of state-sanctioned dependency. The goal? Turn rooted citizens into atomized individuals, easier to manage. This starts with psychological assault, branding rituals as superstition, dismissing elders, framing heritage as shame. With faith gone, the state fills the vacuum as arbiter of morality, redefining science and equality to serve power. Eventually, maintaining your culture becomes too expensive. Small acts of tradition, lighting a candle or speaking an ancestral tongue, are reframed as environmental crimes, forcing individuals to hide their identity. The final move is the rewriting of the landscape itself. By renaming cities and removing historical symbols, the system induces a form of ancestral amnesia, ensuring the next generation can't remember the solutions that worked for 5,000 years. Without that memory, the individual is left standing on nothing. They have no cultural foundation left to resist the demands of the new structural order. The most effective part of this strategy is that it doesn't require force. It simply convinces the youth to pick up the axe and chop their own roots. The system offers a bargain. Mockery becomes cool, and heritage feels cringe. It gives youth a sense of enlightened pride for doing nothing more than looking down on their grandfather. This creates a generation that believes they are freeing themselves from poisonous roots, only to find they are now floating and completely defenseless. These uprooted individuals are the perfect fuel for the shoshak, the exploiter. Easily replanted into corporate consumption, they follow influencers and buy the products of the very system that dismantled their community. The exploiter's victory is complete when a grandson laughs at his grandmother's faith, trading timeless inheritance for the hollow validation of a digital screen. Society promotes what is known as a vending machine fallacy, the idea that if you put in your hard work and follow the rules, the machine will always dispense success and security, but the machine eventually jams. When the economy shifts or the system fails, your university degrees and consumer status provide no protection. You are left alone in the architecture of apathy. Real survival requires shifting your focus inward. It means valuing the strength of your own character over the credentials the system gives you. This internal shift is the only way to remain standing when the machine stops working. True discipline isn't about obeying a state or a party. It is the conscious self-governance that comes from knowing who you are and where you come from. Think of your heritage as a diya, a small lamp. Protecting that flame against the wind of mockery is the final wall of defense for the individual. As we look toward the future, the choice is stark. We can be rootless citizens of an ideological state, or we can be rooted individuals belonging to a civilization that has outlasted every empire. The exploiter loses power the moment you realize that your traditions are the very soil that makes you immune to their control. These ancient roots provide the psychological armor needed to withstand external pressure. When you are rooted in a timeless truth, you become impossible to uproot.